How are we going to clean it?
Chase it with water.
There you go. Chase it with water. You chase like solvents. If this was the SWP that we were talking about, we were spraying with SWP, what would we use to flush the sprayer? What's the solvent we would need?
Go ahead. Speak. You.
Mineral spirits?
Mineral spirits, because it's an oil-based paint. Outstanding.
Thank you.
Okay? But I'll tell you another good piece of information. All right? Solvents will clean solvent-based paint quicker and more thoroughly than water cleans water-based paint these days. Okay? So, what are we going to do here to go ahead and make sure we do a little bit more thorough cleanup? Warm water is better than cold. Are you going to wash your dirty hands with cold water or warm water? Think that way. Warm water is going to be a little bit more active. It's going to clean a little bit better. If cold is all you have, it'll work, but not as good as warm. Make sense, everyone? Okay. What we're going to do is we've got our pail of warm water, our pail of water here. We have our slop pail. We have all sorts of paint that's in the pump and in the line. We need to save all of that. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick this out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and get this up here like so. You know, like the kickstand's not out. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and let that drip down a little bit.
See, I told you Source gave you the old stock, Dave. Look at all them clumps on there.
Probably frozen.
Probably been frozen. Lima Road, you never know.
Okay, so we want to keep our good paint pail right next to us. Now he's going to go right into the water, and we're going to go ahead and bleed pressure. 3 steps on bleeding pressure. What's step number 1?
Prime.
Turn down the pressure.
Turn down the
Down
pressure.
our pressure. Beautiful. Step 2.
Squeeze the handle on the gun.
Bleed through the gun. So watch what I'm going to do here, everybody. I'm going to put the gun on safety. I'm going to take the tip and the base off. And I'm going to throw it right in the water. Okay. Now I'm going to go over what's step 2. We've turned our pressure down. What's step 2?
Bleed pressure.
Bleed pressure through the gun back into the good paint pail because we're going to save that paint. Okay. Step 3. We're going to go ahead and move that valve from spray to prime. Okay? Now what we're going to do, with all the paint that's in the pump and the intake tube, we're going to chase back into the good paint pail. So we want to pay attention here because we don't want a whole lot of water going in. Right next to us we have our slop pail. So I'm going to turn up the pressure.
Still on prime, Dave?
Yeah, we're in the prime position. I think we lost power. We want to make sure we're plugged in.
You have it on the off position.
No?
Oh.
Let's check our connection.
No, it's not plugged in. So.
Okay, there we go.
Working on it.
There we go. I just heard it. No? I thought I did. See that? Changed over to water. We're now going to come on over here and we're going to clean the pump. Getting all the paint out of the pump, out of the manifold. Okay, now we're going to go into the spray position. Arrows pointing straight down to the ground. How am I going to get that into spray? Somebody come and flip it into the spray position. There we go. We don't have a tip of the base on anymore. Will we have an injection issue right now?
Yes.
No. It's called free flow.
Okay.
We're at free flow right now. We don't have a tip of the base. We'll get ourselves full of paint.
I'm telling all my contractors that they'll still get an injection. Always loaded.
There, now we just changed over. How much paint is held in a 1/4 inch by 50-foot section of hose?
Quart.
Quart.
Ish.
Could I go ahead with this sprayer or with a 390 or a 395 and say, I want to paint the man door on this house a hunter green? Can I buy a quart of resilience?
No.
What's going to happen?
It's all in the line.
You lose everything in the line. Okay? So you have to have a gallon minimum. Okay? Let me just double check this one more time. Now, that's water that's in there. All right, now.
They got their handheld ones.
I've had a guy bring one in. He's blowing the pump.
All right, come on over here, everybody, so you can see. Do you have to have this rinse water crystal clear?
Depends.
No.
Probably not.
Now, watch to the side here. You can see that it's translucent. Watch this. See it? Last step, everybody. Tip is loaded in paint. Can we go ahead and take a wire brush and clean that tip out?
I wouldn't.
Can we take a dental scalpel and dig out the paint?
I wouldn't.
How about a paper clip? You go ahead and you take the tip in the base and you put it back on the gun. And you hold it underwater and you give it a couple of pulls. Safety.
It reverses, right? Dude.
Oh, we'll get into that in a second.
Oh, I'm ahead of the game. Sorry.
Okay. Do I need a crescent wrench or a channel lock to put this on? Nope. Remember, again,
That swivel's nice. Once you get it figured out, I think.
fingers behind the guard, not pointing a gun at anybody. Hand tighten. So I'm going to go right underwater here and
Smaller thing. You have to increase pressure.
all right now. Everybody's heard this terminology before. I need a rack 5 tip, right? I need a rack X tip. Why are these called rack RAC tips? Reversa clean. I can take the tip, 180 degrees.
I did not know that's what that stood for.
Yeah. So we were spraying here on the exterior of the building, and all of a sudden the tip locked up. All we do, reverse the tip, come over to the good paint pail, couple pulls, blows out the clog, right back in business. I want to release pressure because I want to check my filters. I gave the answer away. Right now with the unit under pressure, could I go ahead and open this? What if I'm thinking this way? I've been spraying a lot of latex-based paint. Maybe it's gummed up and it's in the Acme threads. You know what? Go get the pipe wrench. And if this is under pressure and I sit here like this, and break that seal, where's this lid going?
Right in your mouth.
Right through your front teeth. It's going to shoot straight up. So I have to do what? Release pressure.
Release pressure.
Again, pressure down. Bleed through the gun. And then last but not least, prime position. How many filters do we have on this unit?
3.
Where are they?
On the bottom, rock
Yep.
catcher, in
the
the
gun.
manifold, and in the gun.
If we're going to spray with one filter, ladies and gentlemen, which is the most important filter?
Manifold.
Rock catcher,
Oh, okay.
hands down. Let's suppose we're spraying here today, and we don't have an inlet strainer, we don't have a rock catcher, and let's just say we're spraying these barns, and there's oak trees all over, and we've got this unit underneath an oak tree. What falls out of oak trees?
Acorns.
What happens if an acorn gets in the paint? Where's that acorn eventually going to go?
In your pump.
Right up into the pump. It's going to get smashed into smithereens, and now you got downtime. And a lot of contractors don't know how to go ahead and disassemble the pump. So what do they have? Downtime. They quit for the day. Productivity stops. Put the inlet strainer on. Okay? So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the 3 filters. I ask you to hold that. There we go. All right, let me ask this question to everybody. Suppose that this rock catcher made all of metal, was all gummed up, and it was just all coagulated with thick, sticky, dry paint on this inlet strainer. What do we do? What can we do?
Take it off.
Take it off and do what to it?
Soak it.
And what?
Hot water.
Hot water be
Simple.
maybe.
Spirits.
What's the active ingredient, ladies, in fingernail polish remover? Acetone. We could soak it in acetone. If that doesn't work, you know what we could do? We could put this on a vise, on a workbench, and take a blowtorch to it and burn the paint right off. We'll get a beautiful blue flame from all the acrylic resin. Now we have a nice clean inlet strainer.
Could I throw it in a campfire?
If you wanted to.
I just buy a new one.
I'd yeah.
If you,
Good point,
if
Swain.
you,
I'd probably
if you
just buy
wanted
another
to.
one.
I knew
Yeah.
one.
Oh, that's how guys
No,
tell me
burn it
they
off.
clean their roller
covers.
grids.
Or the roller covers, you just buy new ones.
Just throw them in the fire. Their bucket grids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, watch this now. Filter 1 is clean. Filter 2. See, it's now hand tightened. Watch what I'm doing, everybody. Is that sufficient? No.
Nah.
Because the filter filters from the inside out, we're going to take this off and we're going to do this. And we're going to look to the inside. Nice and clean. Okay. Let's be honest amongst ourselves now. What percentage of contractors that buy equipment from us know that there's filters in the unit?
10%. Depends on how many of them we tell.
Exactly. Most don't even know. How many times